Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear learners. This is your English language instructor, Dr. Noorul Huda. I hope you all are doing great and enjoying the blessings of Allah. And I am pretty sure that by now you have already done the bridging activity. I just want you to look at the reference slide for the correct answers, in which you only have to write two types of articles with one example of each. Now let's look at the LIFFT, which says you have to recall. It means you have already done it, and apply the rules of articles which are a, an, and the, both in speech and writing. Now let's look at the focus. By now you have already know that articles are of two types. One is indefinite, which are a and an. We are going to study only 4 rules today. The rule number 1 is with singular nouns. Like patience is an ability to stay calm in difficult situation. As ability is starting with the vowel and it is singular, that's why we have used an. In another example, we use it with someone is or what job they do. For example, he was a scholar. So scholar is a job, and yes, this is singular. That's why we have used a. With adjectives. For example, Allama Iqbal was a famous Muslim scholar. Famous is an adjective. So before the adjective we use a, and yes, famous is starting with the letter F. Now to show the person or a thing. For example, she is a student at university. And yes, student is singular and it is a person. And yes, it is starting with the letter S. So we have learned or recalled the 4 rules of using indefinite articles. Now let's look at the rules of using the definite article, which is the, and we already know that we use it before a particular person or a thing. For example, the Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the incident. Again, this is referring to something very particular and special. And remember, when a singular noun is meant to represent a whole class, for example, when the revelation began to descend on Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he fulfilled the duty of prophethood. And the cow is a useful animal. Now let's have a look at other rules of using the before the water bodies and the mountain range. This is a very important point. All of the water bodies and all of the mountain range, you have to use the before it. For example, the Nile, the Alps, the Himalayas. Before the names of things unique. For example, the sun, the sky, the ocean, and the list goes on. The ordinal number, the first day. Now, before an adjectives, we have already done it. We know that before adjectives, we have to do that. Now, before the names of books, there are certain specific books. So, you have to write the before it. The superlative degrees, these things you people have been doing it in the previous classes. And I'm pretty sure that you have remembered it. With the superlative degrees, we use the before it. And before the musical instruments, for example, flute, and the list goes on. Now, there is a rule called no article rule. We use it before certain abstract noun. Prophecy, we haven't used any the before it. And certain countable nouns, for example, incidents, we haven't used the before it, and we haven't used the before the children as well, even though they are countable. Now, to check your understanding, there is a formative check on the book, which you can do it in the class. with the help of the teacher and go to your practice book for more practice and do the homework activity at home with the help of your parents. Now, I hope you have recalled and used the use of certain articles. Now, hope to see you in the next VLIFT. Till then, bye bye, Allah Hafiz.